My sister's name is Cassandra Jones. She's 23 years old, has dark brown eyes, and is about 5 feet tall. She and my brother-in-law, Connor, have been missing for over a month now. The last time that I saw her was during our Thanksgiving family dinner, before they had moved to Larton, New Hampshire. Cassie and I used to talk almost every day. That changed when she had met Connor. I found her journal on my porch this morning, wrapped securely inside a manila envelope. At first, I thought somebody had sent it to me by mistake, but when I opened it, I recognized Cassie's handwriting. The journal itself is very odd. It looks really expensive, made out of light gray leather and an upside-down symbol carved on the cover. I'm not sure what the symbol is exactly. From one angle, it looks like a face with horns. From another, a clenched fist. I'm going to transcribe her journal entries below. I anticipate it becoming more difficult the further that I go, because her handwriting is barely legible after the first 2 entries. God, I hope my sister's okay. June 28th, 2021. I'm starting a journal because Connor said it would help me with my anxiety. I don't think my anxiety is that bad, but I don't mind doing this for him. I've actually never kept a journal before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to write about. I live a very boring life. Connor is the breadwinner in our family. He's a police officer and grew up here in Larton. He seems happy to be back here. I used to work at my hometown's public library as a library assistant. Connor said I shouldn't bother finding a new job here because we're trying for a baby. The less stress, the better. We've been trying for the past few months, but so far there's nothing. According to our doctor, we're good to go. We just need to give it time. What else am I supposed to write about? Connor and I met nearly 2 years ago, right after I graduated from college. Honestly, I never thought someone like him would be interested in someone like me. He's 12 years older and knows so much about the world. He's brilliant, charming, and funny. Before we had met, I had never even ventured outside of my hometown. In fact, our move to Larton was my first time visiting the East Coast. Sometimes I can hardly believe that I'm actually here. Anyways, I should get started on making dinner. I'll write more later. July 1st, 2021. I had the strangest dream last night. Connor says it's because I'm getting used to living somewhere new. In my dream, I woke up and he wasn't in the bedroom with me. I knew somehow that something was wrong and that we were in danger from something. I got up and searched room after room for him. As I went through the living room, I thought that I heard his voice outside. You know how there's no real logic to anything in dreams. One minute, I stood in our living room, lifting one cushion after another as if I expected to see Connor hiding behind them. The next minute, I was outside in the middle of a clearing. A full moon rode the sky and I saw Connor sitting on the ground, surrounded by a circle of tall candles. It was so cold. The flames of the candles danced and wavered in the wind, but didn't go out. At first, Connor didn't see me. He chanted words from another language, all his concentration on the seemingly empty patch of darkness in front of him. It almost sounded like Latin. I caught a few words. Corpus sacrificium vivis. Yet when I walked towards him, he looked up at me and frowned. And then the dream dissolved. I woke up covered in sweat and on the verge of throwing up. I don't know why I was so frightened. It wasn't even a very scary dream. Like Connor says, it must just be the nerves from our move. July 11th, 2021. The woman with long black hair is standing in our bedroom. She's coming for me. Water cascades down her rotting face. July 12th, 2021. I slept in late today and had to spend the whole afternoon cleaning. Connor is very particular about his space. The kitchen chairs have to be aligned just so, the entryway swept daily, and all the dishes scrubbed clean before he's home. He says dirty dishes stacked in the sink are an eyesore. So I didn't notice last night's odd entry until now. I have no memory whatsoever of writing it, but who else could have? I dug my pen into the paper with such great force that it tore to pieces in some places. If I run my fingers over it, I can feel the imprints of the words on the pages beneath. I must have sleepwalked. That's the only possible explanation. I've never done so before, but as they say, there's a first time for everything. No wonder I'm exhausted. Who was the woman that I saw? No, don't go down that rabbit hole. Leave it alone, Cassie. It was just a bad dream. July 16th, 2021. I don't feel well. I think I'm coming down with something. I don't know how that's possible because Connor looks perfectly healthy, and I haven't gone outside at all in the past week. Connor and I argued today because I asked him if I could volunteer at the Larton Public Library. He told me that I needed to focus on getting our household ready for our new baby. He pointed out that I haven't even decorated the nursery yet. Honestly, I've been putting it off on purpose. It's silly, but the yellow wallpaper in the nursery seems to mock me. That and the empty crib. It's a perpetual reminder that I'm failing at the most basic task of womanhood. I'm starting to dread going inside there. You do your job, I do mine, Connor said. I don't want you getting distracted. And then he smiled at me, that crescent moon smile of his. His lips are very thin, and sometimes his wide smile unsettles me. What Connor doesn't understand is that I miss having friends nearby. Even though I talk to them on the phone, it's not the same. July 21st, 2021. She keeps moving closer. At first she stood in the doorway. Now she's at the foot of the bed. What's going to happen if she reaches me? July 29th, 2021. Connor hit me today. I'm still in shock. Even though I know he has a bad temper, I never once thought that he would hurt me. I've been holed up in the bedroom since it happened, sobbing into my pillow like a pathetic idiot. I wonder if he ever hit his ex-fiancée. She died years ago before Connor and I met, and he never talks about her. I borrowed his phone once and looked her up on Facebook while he slept. Mary Williams. She was beautiful. Warm brown eyes, long curly hair. Red lips stretched into a gentle smile. I thought about calling my parents or even my older sister Charlotte to talk about what had happened. I can't. I'm too ashamed. My entire family told me from the start that Connor is too controlling. They said that I deserve better. At the time I told them off because they didn't understand our relationship. I thought everyone was overreacting. Joke's on me. Maybe I deserve this. July 30th, 2021. Connor never came to bed last night. After he left for work, I ventured into the kitchen and saw the bouquet of roses on our kitchen table. He wrote a very sweet, apologetic note and said that he was so sorry for losing his temper. It was inexcusable. He said that I was the most precious, beautiful thing in his life right now. As I read that note, I remembered how much he loves me. He just wants what's best for me, and I'm so lucky to have him. I know how hard he works to make sure that I can stay home. Meanwhile, how do I repay him? By being an overly sensitive, clingy, anxious mess. For God's sake, I've hardly even touched the nursery lately. I overreacted last night. I'm glad now that I didn't call my family members like I wanted to. Connor is right. It would be silly to throw away our relationship over a one-time incident. I love him so much. August 9th, 2021. I watched her lean over me. I tried to get up and run, but I couldn't move. She placed her hands on me and her fingernails dug into my face. August 10th, 2021. I woke up this morning and felt a hard lump on the back of my neck. I panicked. My first thought was that I had thyroid cancer, just like everyone else on my dad's side of the family. I tried to use my compact mirror to see what the bump looked like, but the angle was too awkward. And then I tried to take pictures of it with my phone, but all the shots came out too blurry for me to see it clearly. I'm scribbling this as I sit at the kitchen table. I can't concentrate on anything. I'll ask Connor to look at it after we've eaten dinner. Connor said that he didn't see anything. I think I'm going insane. I can feel the bump throbbing. It doesn't hurt exactly, I'm just very aware of it. It almost seems to be getting bigger. August 12th, 2021. I can barely bear to write about what happened today. On my first try, my hand shook so hard that I ripped off the previous page because it was an illegible mess. I need to talk to someone, and since I can't talk to my family or friends, I'm writing it down here. It's funny that I started out so skeptical of journaling. Now this journal is a lifeline. It's official. I've gone insane. When I went into the bathroom this morning, I saw that bump on my neck had in fact grown larger. So, for some idiotic reason, I decided it would be a good idea to press down on it. It bursted open in a shower of red and yellow fluid. The red and yellow gushed down my back, soaking my shirt through in a matter of seconds. I screamed and instantly ran for the shower, spraying cold water all over my face and the bathroom floor. I don't know how long I stayed in there, trying desperately not to think about what had just happened. But I had to think about it. I needed to see what the back of my neck had become. My dread mounted as images of missing chunks of flesh flashed through my mind. Slowly, I walked over to the bathroom mirror and turned around. My back nearly pressed against the mirror and my neck craned over my shoulder. I saw teeth, and possibly white, gleaming teeth, set into pink gums and enclosed by red lips. The teeth were so perfect, so evenly shaped, that they didn't seem real. My hands hovered over it. I wanted to touch it, but I was too scared of what I would find. Would I feel rubbery lips under my hands, or only smooth skin? The longer I stared at the mouth, the more disturbed I felt. I realized that I recognized this mouth. It belongs to the woman from my nightmares. And as my terror grew to a fever pitch, the lips moved and writhed in the mirror. They shaped silent words. Her teeth clicked and clacked, snapping at my reflection. I ran from the bathroom screaming, wanting more than anything to be back home, across the country and away from this thing. Now I'm sitting here in the bedroom, unable to concentrate on anything but writing. God, I hope that this was all just a vivid hallucination. But why does it feel so real? What's happening to me? I don't know if I should call Connor. I need someone to hold me, to tell me whether or not they can see it too. I'm hesitating because I don't want to make him mad again. Surely he'll understand once I explain everything to him. I'm calling him. He'll know what to do. August 14th, 2021. We visited Dr. Gus Subi, a psychiatrist that Connor knows. He prescribed me clozapine and risperidone, and we picked up the medications today. Thank God I feel so much better. Obviously, Connor confirmed that there's nothing on my neck. He's so sweet and understanding. He even kissed it, right where the mouth had been. I'm an idiot. Why do I always make such a big deal out of nothing? Earlier, I looked at my reflection. For a second, I thought I saw 2 additional bumps on the back of my neck, centered over the mouth. I blinked and they were gone. I'm fine, I'm okay. Like Connor said, it was just a hallucination. August 17th, 2021. The mouth on my neck is still there. The additional bumps on my neck are eyes. They burst open last night and the red and yellow soaked my pillow, filled my mouth. 2 blinking eyes with delicate black eyelashes. I can see long black hair drifting in the air beside my face. August 18th, 2021. I know for sure that I sleepwalk now because I found myself waking up in the kitchen, holding a butcher knife to my own throat. It had actually drawn blood. When I became aware of what I was doing, I was so surprised that I dropped the knife and it fell blade over hilt, nearly impaling my left foot. Jesus. I had hoped that the nightmares were over, but I guess not. I washed the knife and mopped up the mess. I'm glad that Connor wasn't here to see this. It's how strange that I can't even remember the nightmare, though I'm sort of grateful too. It must have been awful. I reread the handful of odd nighttime journal entries, the ones that I wrote while sleepwalking. They sound like the ravings of a madwoman. It's a good thing no one else is reading this, especially not Connor. August 20th, 2021. Some good news at last. I took a pregnancy test today and it was positive. I went through 2 more sticks just to be sure, and every single one of them came back with 2 lines. Finally, I'm having a baby. Connor's baby. I called him to let him know and we both started crying. He sounded so happy. We're both happy that our baby will be a girl. If I had any doubts about moving here, they're gone. Now I guess it's finally time to decorate the nursery. The first thing I'm going to do is rip down all that disgusting wallpaper. August 29th, 2021. Over the past week, I've been steadily getting weaker, but I don't know why. I feel exhausted all the time and I can't move except in short bursts that leave me dizzy, like I'm close to passing out. I can barely hold this pen. I wonder if it's the side effect of the medications that I'm taking. I hope the baby's okay. Tomorrow, we'll visit an obstetrician Connor knows. Connor tells me that I need to be careful and stay in bed. He doesn't want me to hurt myself or the baby accidentally. Good thing I didn't tell him about the knife incident. That would have freaked him out even more. How funny it is that all I can do is journal and watch TV. Gone are the days when I spent all my time scrubbing, washing, and cleaning. Connor moved the TV from the living room into our bedroom so that I could have some way to pass the time. I thought he would be angry at me for lazying around all day. Instead, he's been so kind, so compassionate, and so charming. It makes me glad all over again that I chose him as my partner. I hope I get better soon. I'm so eager for our baby to arrive. September 1st, 2021. I can feel her taking over my body. I'm losing sensation in my arms, my legs, my hands, and feet. She's testing my body out, trying to see how much further she can move every day. Connor knows. He looks at her in a way that he never looked at me. He never loved me. I don't have much time left. There are more bumps all along my body, all of them pulsating and nearly bursting. I don't know how to fight back or how to stop this. All I have left is this journal. I know they'll destroy it if they can, so I'll hide it, somewhere safe. If I'm still here tomorrow, still me, I'll write another entry then. I hope someone finds this. Please help me. That's the very last entry. The rest of the pages in the journal are blank. As soon as I had finished transcribing it all, I contacted the New Hampshire State Police and showed them the journal entries, but they weren't interested. They told me that somebody was probably playing a prank on me and that I should sit tight. They said they would let me know if they found any new leads on my sister's disappearance. I know this sounds like a conspiracy theory, maybe paranoia is catching, but I suspect that the police officers in Larton are in on this. They never seemed interested in finding my sister and her husband. And more to the point, Connor is one of them. Who knows how many missing wives or girlfriends they all have. So I decided to write this post because I know that a lot of other folks on here have had strange and unimaginable experiences. While I desperately hope that what my sister described wasn't real. If it was, then I need any advice or guidance that you can provide. Because I want to find her. And because last night when I was brushing my teeth before going to bed, I thought I saw something reflected in the bathroom mirror. Something that makes me wonder if Cassie was telling the truth in her journal entries. When I turned around to look at it, it had disappeared. But I know what I saw. A long black hair out of the corner of my eye.